Welcome to the Powerful Women of Hay YouTube channel. We are going to be doing an introduction to Madison Slate. She's going to be talking to us about everything that she does. And I'm your host, Eva Trappio. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into it. Miss Madison, please list your achievements and let us know about you.
Thank you, Eva. My name is Madison Slate. I am currently the Director of Special Projects for the Office of the President at Lynn University. That is really just a fancy title for project manager. I have worked my whole life, I think, up to this position. I have my undergraduate degree in finance from Arizona State University. I have an MBA with a focus in entrepreneurial management from Lynn University. And I have worked in many different industries in the realm of project management. I worked in politics in Arizona. I worked in the buying office at Macy's and commercial property management in San Francisco. I did a lot of freelance project management in Los Angeles in the entertainment industry on commercials and reality television. I then worked 5 years at the Discovery Channel on shows such as Gold Rush, Bering Sea Gold, Naked and Afraid, Alaska: The Last Frontier. And I moved to LA in 2017, and I've been working at Lynn since 2018. So at Lynn, I get to do a lot of really fun projects. For the Office of the President, I opened and manage a 10,000 square foot co-working space on campus where we have organizations like Hay who rent space on campus and get to use our facilities. I also managing a 112,000 square foot residential apartment building scheduled to be open in August. It's being built right now. I'm working on some consultants on our student housing master plan to expand our campus. And I'm also managing a partnership with Kaplan to expand our online undergraduate programs.
Wow, that's incredible. You do everything. So moving from that, you have been in many different fields. How has it been transitioning into fields? How have you taken different traits and different skills and applied it into all the different fields you've been in?
What I have learned is to be confident in my skills, which include figuring out the real center of a problem, the real goal that a group wants to achieve, and really finding out who all the stakeholders are. Who are the people who say yes to each project? And then what's always worked for me is that I work to be the most reliable person on their team. I'm on time, I meet my deadlines, I communicate before my supervisors need to ask me how the project is going.
Communication is the most important thing in any workplace. So the future is women. So we are strong believers of that here in Hay. Personally, I'm a strong believer of that. How have you seen all the different fields you've been in change throughout time?
Inclusivity of women in the many fields I have worked in have varied by company. I have worked at some companies that were very male dominated at the top, and I knew right away there was no place for me to grow at that company. It just made me move my sights onto my next job. I maintain my responsibilities and I maintain my standards, but it's something that's very difficult to fight. I think I've enjoyed working for companies like Discovery Channel and Lynn, most definitely, because there are women in leadership roles. There's a lot of women in the vice presidents of the president's cabinet. There's a lot of women directors and managers. And I think women bring many different skills to the table. So I feel very fortunate to work at an organization that has inclusivity for women, mostly for women and elsewhere. I mean, diversity is so important.
100%. Fully agree. So have you had any mentors along the way?
I have had a couple mentors really showing me the ropes, but I don't think I've had a mentor really until I came to Lynn. So that's been a long time of looking for a mentor that really wanted to guide me in a nice way. The entertainment industry that I worked in for a long time can be very abusive. And so you develop a thick skin, which I think is not necessarily bad, but I'm very fortunate to have some great mentors at Lynn. And I try to, while I might maintain my own sense of personality, I also try to mirror the way they like to approach people and the way they approach projects. So yeah, I guess Lynn, I waited a long time to find some good mentors, but I've found them here at Lynn.
That's amazing. It's so important to feel comfortable where you are working and to feel like you're valued in your workplace. So with, figuring out having mentors, have you yourself gotten any mentees? Do you have any mentees?
I've been able to mentor 2 students at Lynn, 2 very different students. The first mentee was a young student from Sierra Leone, a very bright young man, and we talked a lot about not just his goals in life, but how to talk to people, how to, balance difficult situations at work. I did guide him through getting a patent, helped to organize his thoughts on communicating with people. I introduced him to many people at Lynn that helped him find an amazing job. The other student was a female student, grew up in Florida and had a lot more opportunities than the first mentee did. And so I did find her to be really together for a young woman of her age. But the advice, I think I approach mentorship with more questions. I'm not pushing the relationship. I really am asking the mentee to drive the relationship, to come to me when they have questions or would like some guidance. And I really try to challenge them with looking outside of their comfort zone, looking outside the box, how to plan long-term and short-term goals. Maybe they have a great idea and they can't get it to it in the next 5 years. They shouldn't scrap it. They should find a way to hold on to their vision and build it slowly while they're gaining experience, connections, whatever else they need to make their goals come to life.
Absolutely. And with mentees, are there any specific traits or any specific skills that you look for?
I would take any mentee, really. I don't think I'm someone who would pick and choose, but I'm really hoping, or I would guide them to have no fear in coming to me. That I have really been through a lot. I've been in their shoes before. I've started nonprofit organizations. I've worked in countries around the world, and I want them to not be afraid to come to me and ask questions. There are no dumb questions. Sometimes you just need to sit with someone and get a good idea of how to start a project, where to start, how to ask questions, how to stay organized. So the only thing I really ask of a mentee is that they be proactive in maintaining the relationship.
Absolutely. That's so important. So just a personal question. Have you ever had moments in which you've experienced imposter syndrome or in which you've, lacked motivation to continue? How do you deal with that?
Lacking motivation to continue? Yes, I think everyone faces that. My best that I can do on a day when I have a cold or I haven't gotten a lot of sleep is going to be different than a day where I'm feeling energized. So when I'm lacking motivation, I try to go through my list and I just get a little sticky note and I write 4 things on that sticky note from my massive list that I need to get done. And I think if I can just get these 4 things done, then I'll tackle the rest of my list. I also try to just envision people in the world who are really trying to tackle challenging projects and just sort of use them as a motivating factor to just get my small little project done. I don't know if that answers your question, but
No, that definitely helps and fully, makes sense. So to wrap up, if you could say something to the women listening now, to the people listening now, to anyone that wants to do anything in all the fields that you have worked in, what would be your advice to them?
I think I would say be a woman. Don't act like a man, or don't try to act like a man. Women have so many great qualities that they can bring into any industry. Don't be afraid to ask questions. As a project manager, I have to be the person in the room to ask every single question. I can't be worried whether someone thinks I should have known that before this meeting or not. I guarantee you someone else in the room also wants to know the same thing, and they're afraid to ask. I would also just say be reliable, be organized, and communicate regularly so your supervisors don't need to come to you. I think women probably still have to work harder, and I try just to not be caught unprepared.
That's amazing. That's such great advice. Thank you so much. To wrap up, thank you so much, Madison, for joining us and for talking to us and for giving us your wisdom. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.